So my question to you guys is, why do younger generations hate being American? Is this sustainable? And what concerns you the most? Destiny, I know you gotta wipe your tears a little bit right there. I know you're shedding a tear. But how proud are you to be an American? I know that you're very opinionated on this. You got a lot of thoughts, politically speaking. Where do you stand on all this? Or is this upsetting when you see these stats?
On it.
Okay.
I think
why.
I like our criminal justice system. I think we're afforded a lot of rights and protections that even a lot of Western European countries aren't, especially when it comes to things like freedom of speech. I appreciate that. But I think that when it comes to looking at older generations, history is not enough. If you talk to a Gen Zer and you ask them, like, what is the history of America for you? It's the Iraq War, the Afghanistan occupation, and then it's whatever has been going on for the past 10 years in our political system where we've been more divided than ever. And I understand that if we do comparisons to the worst parts of Brazil or Central or South America, then we can say, oh, cool, like America's, better than those places. But when you think of like countries that we should be trying to be better than, places like France, Germany, Switzerland, Sweden, the UK, like something doesn't seem to be working where we pay a lot of taxes, we've got a huge country, we have all this potential, but like our cities are falling apart, we lead the world in incarcerated citizens, we've got school shootings going on, we've got a lot of homeless people. Like, what's happening? We have no services anywhere. We don't have buses. We don't have subways. Our housing is like a disaster. I'm sympathetic. If a Gen Zer says like, oh, like I don't like my country, like, yeah, I mean, I feel that. Like, I don't know where the big like pride comes from. Like, is it in the military spending? Is it in events that happened, landing on the moon in '69? Do you feel good about that as an American citizen? Like, if you're born here and you've been here and you're not like an ultra wealthy person, I think that we need to do a better job at like asking the question, like, what does America have to offer for you? Because in Western Europe, it's free education. It's a way to get to and from any place you want at any time of the day with public transport. It's access to healthcare without being, financially crippled if you get an accident. I don't know what the answer is for younger people in the United States right now with regards to that.
So and I appreciate what you're saying right there. That seems to be almost like a glass half empty response. I'm not saying that's your response, but you're basically advocating for what younger Americans say. But you could also say so many good things about America.
No, but the reason why you can't anymore is because everything's become so politically partisan that even on the good things, we can't take credit for it anymore. I don't know where everyone is political here, but in my opinion, I think that the mRNA vaccines, hopefully, historically, that is going to be like heralded as like an amazing accomplishment of U.S. innovation and capitalism, of worldwide capital investment, of scientific knowledge, engineering, of our history of public investment education. That was an amazing invention. But like half the people think that mRNA vaccines are Bill Gates trying to inject like microchips in you. So that in my opinion, that's like our modern day version of the moon landing. That was like a vaccine from nothing to marketed in like 10 months or something.
Operation Warp Speed. But there's a lot of problems with the vaccines. You've seen some of this stuff.
There are a lot of problems with our push to go to the moon. I mean,
I also think the only reason the vaccines came so quickly is because of the capitalistic structure.
I agree, 100%. It wasn't Russia, it wasn't China, it was the United States. But we can't even take credit for that because like we hate each other, and it's like
that's just because everything's
issue.
So politically polarized in this country, and everyone's living in an echo chamber and just want to spout out.
I'm curious for you because you're the big America guy. Over the past like 10 or 15 years, what are some American things where you're like, that's a thing that I think is really cool that America did?
So I'm not even going to go macro geopolitical perspective. I'm just going to go my life.
No, don't you? Not your life.
No, because
I want to know. No, because at Gen Z, it doesn't care about your life. What can we be proud of as Americans for America?
Well,
like the moon landing.
I'll give you. Okay, so I'll give you my life, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, sure.
You're talking to a kid when he was 25 years old. I was doing stand-up comedy. I was broke as. I was living on my buddy's couch. At 26, I said, I am sick of being broke. And what I did was I said, all right, America gives me an opportunity to do whatever I want to do. Now it's on me to wake my ass up, to get to a job and work. It's on me. The government's not coming to save you like they do in a lot of these other countries, these socialist countries where basically you pay 50% in taxes and you get free healthcare. Whoop-de-doo.
I just came from California. I paid like, what, 40% in taxes?
Insane, exactly.
I didn't get anything for it though.
Well, you get the view of California. But for me, I said, let me put in the work now. I got a job as a cold caller for a financial firm, busted my ass for years, And then by the time I'm 35, I went from having $0 in my bank account to having $1 million in my bank account.
You know,
that doesn't happen anywhere else in the
think they
world
don't-
other than America.
You don't think they have stand-up comics in Australia? You don't think they have stand-up comics in the UK?
No, yeah,
Or
they have
Jim
broke
Jeffries
stand-up
or-
comics.
No,
Yeah,
it's
of
not
course they
broke
do.
stand-up comics. A lot of the
Yeah.
actors that we get come from the UK.
You're missing my point, though, Destiny. I
what
got
is the
out of
point?
stand-up comedy and
And
got
they're-
into the financial world.
And you
Because
can't
the
do
joke-
that in Europe? There was no financial sector in Europe to be a
How
part
many
of?
do you? Okay, if you go on the top 100 richest people in the world, go top 20. What percentage do you think are from the United States?
Probably quite a bit, but most
75%.
people, most people aren't the top 100 wealthy people in the world.
But
And
they
that's the
can
problem.
be.
No,
They're not going to get there with this victim mentality that I hate this country. It sucks. It's so bad
you
for
know
me.
how many people?
How much
here's a question.
opportunities you have in America is incredible.
Here's a math question: how many people can be in the top 100 wealthiest people in the world?
Yeah, 100 out of
100.
8 billion, exactly.
No, 100
Yeah,
people can be
exactly.
the. So when you look at a Gen Zer and they're comparing their average life to somebody in like Germany or France or the Netherlands, like, is that your pitch to them? Like, bro,
But
you could
don't-
be a billionaire.
So
Like,
my pitch to those young people is you don't need to be the top 100 richest people in the world. You don't need to be the top 100 best people, richest people in your city. Just be better than you were the day before.
You can
and
do
then
that
the
in
next
every other
day,
country in the
Be
world.
better. No, you can't. America has so many opportunities. This is why her family came from El Salvador, her family came from Brazil, her family came from Israel.
My family's
This is
still
why
in
your
Israel.
family
They're
escaped
still there.
communist Cuba.
because America was the closest country.
Okay.
You're gonna
No.
swim from Cuba to the United Kingdom.
You could go.
No,
they
but
can go
they
to
don't even
Colombia.
swim.
They can go
They'll
to
go
Mexico. They
to
can go to
Mexico.
Haiti.
The United States has
They-
like one of
they
the
risk
worst
their
immigration
lives.
processes of all these
Okay,
countries.
why
how
don't
about
they
this?
go
How about
anywhere
this?
else?
Okay, we say this all the time on
It's
PBD.
not like Syrian refugees all came to the United
I'm going to ask
States.
you
They
a
were the
question.
closest countries,
Since
right?
you're so politically
Sure, inclined.
informed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not even saying that sarcastically. You are. We say this all the time on PBD podcast. So I'm going to go around table. If you know the answer, don't say it.
Okay.
How do you judge a good restaurant? How do you judge a good nightclub?
The bathroom.
How do you judge it? The what?
The bathroom.
The bathroom. Okay. How do you judge a good restaurant?
I would say just how the management is handling the employees.
Okay, the management. How would you judge
I look at the reviews.
the reviews?
I
Okay,
look at
good
the
reviews. How would you judge a good restaurant?
Probably word of mouth.
Word of mouth. What would you say if it was the wait in line to get in? So if you go to a restaurant and there's nobody there, nobody in line trying to get in, you're like, oh, this place fucking probably sucks. But if you go to your favorite restaurant or go to a restaurant and it's like, hey, how much, how long for a seat? They're like, yeah, the wait's like 2 hours. You're like, what? They're like, yeah, like the place is packed. Everyone's waiting to get in. There's a 2-hour wait. You're like, holy shit. Now, what do? You either, most people, they're hungry. They go, yeah, I'm just going to go to the restaurant down the street. But some people, when it's life or death, say, I'm f***ing waiting in line for 2 hours. So these caravans that are coming from Central America, they're not going south, baby. They're going north to United States. Okay? Cubans aren't leaving Miami to swim back to Cuba. They're leaving
Are
Cuba
they coming to the United
come to United States.
Are they coming to the United States because it's the best country in the world to go to, or because it's the closest one they get to on ground?
They,
Do you think
I
the
think-
caravans
I
are
think
gonna
it's 'cause it's a free
go up to
country.
Alaska, go over to Russia? Do
well
you think they
played,
can't-
sir. Well played, sir. But how many people from Europe, from Middle East, from Africa are dying to come to America? Nobody's
From
trying to
Europe?
get.
Hold on.
Nobody's-
Western Europe, Germans and French people aren't like, God, I wish I could make it to the United States.
Oh,
they
you
come
have
here and they make fun
no
of the
idea how many
I'm
come
literally
and don't
married
want to
to a
leave.
fucking Swede, and we've gone through the 5-year process. Do you think that there's a reason why when these people all come over, they're not voting for conservatives, they're voting for Democrats to make it look more like Europe? Do you think people are coming over from Norway?
That
and
might
like,
be
I'm
the
a big
problem
Trump
with the
supporter?
country, though.
No, that's not a problem with the
You're
country.
trying. That's like you leave California because you don't like the policies. You come to Florida and vote for the same motherfuckers that the reason you left California. But my point is this.
Can I,
Yeah.
wait, can
The
I
way
just-
that you judge a restaurant, the way that you judge a country are by the lines of people
I'm
trying to
going
come
to
in.
your taco shop
How
tonight.
many
There better
people-
be a big line out there,
Yes.
or I'm going to take a picture.
You were there the other night, Destiny. There was a line. Way to sneak you in the
They
back
were all
door.
served. They were all served. I don't know.
Way to sneak you in the back door. You know it.